Oh, I just smelled the camera. If you could smell my wooden spatula. Oh, the natural smells of homemade applesauce. It's divine. Hi, good afternoon. Today I'm going to try making applesauce. I haven't made applesauce. Well, that's not true. I made applesauce before, but it's probably been a good 10 years plus. So I forgot how to. So I printed out a recipe. I'm going to be canning applesauce. I'm going to make some just regular and then some that is like a cinnamon, maybe a little bit of cinnamon maple. I haven't decided yet, but first we're gonna make just the applesauce part of it before we do anything, and then I'll water bath it. I am using my KitchenAid and I have an attachment, so I'm going to see if I can figure out how to put the apple peeling and coring attachment on, and then I will peel the apples into a bowl, I guess, and then I'll put a little bit of lemon and water to keep the apples from oxidizing. So in the front of my KitchenAid, there's this attachment piece here. It can go, this metal piece can go in here. I'm not sure if it goes this way or if it goes the other way. I think it goes this way. Well, it makes sense to me if it goes this way, but I'll have to fiddle with it and figure that out. See if there's some sort of pin area. I think it does. Maybe go like this. Doesn't make sense to me. I think it's in there. Let me turn. That doesn't seem right that it would move like that. I think maybe it goes like so, but maybe not. It seems to slide in like that. Maybe it goes like this. It does. I was totally wrong. It goes sideways. All right, so I've been washing my apples in cold water. Well, this is just a small amount. We picked apples the other day. And so I'm gonna stick them in here somehow. Not entirely sure how yet. Oh, I'm wondering if there's a piece that goes here. Hold on a second. All right, so this is the piece I think goes right here, and it locks in, and I think that's where the apple sits. I think we need to move it forward, and then maybe the apple goes in there. Let's see. Then it goes like that. All right. For the sake of keeping things from being messy, let's give this a shot here. that. So I don't know if it's more efficient, but it sure is fun. So it makes these little slinky things. I shouldn't have to cut these up too much. And then pull it back, take this off, and I'll have it separate out. I'm gonna add cold water to these apples and with a little bit of lemon juice to keep it from oxidizing. I think it's gonna be smart. Alright, a little bit of lemon juice. If you guys buy lemon juice, this is like the most amazing lemon juice. It's an organic, pure lemon juice from, not from concentrate. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's so good tasting. All right, that'll keep it from oxidizing. Nice cool water. And I think we'll move on to the next apple. Leave a comment in the descriptions if you've made applesauce before and some of your favorite recipes. I have lots of apples, and so I'll be doing this lots. Well, I'm also going to be doing like a apple pie filling. So if you guys have a favorite apple pie recipe, filling recipe that you can, that would be great as well. Today I'm just doing applesauce, but I'll put some of those out as well. So I'm thinking about using these apple peels and cores to make apple cider vinegar. I don't know how to make apple cider vinegar, and I'm overwhelmed by the different recipes that are online. So I'm going to finish these up, and then I'm going to put them in a pot with about a half a cup of water to keep them from sticking, and I'm going to cook them down so that they soften. And then when they soften, then I will emulsify them and get them ready for water bathing. these apples here that are already peeled. They're in a lemon water. There's a little bit of oxidizing, not much. I want to stop that before there's too much, and it's pretty full. So I want to strain the water out and actually start these to start cooking down, and I'm going to get a big pot to do that. It'll take a little bit for that whole process, but we're going to do about 15 pounds, so I have this much more apples to do plus a little bit more, and it should equal out to about 15 pounds. No, I'm not weighing it, but when we weighed out the bushels, they were all around 15 pounds, so we got a total of 60 pounds worth of apples. So right in the middle of putting the kettle on, my battery died. So I have a new battery in, but I wanted to show you what I did since I didn't get to share that with you. I put all the apples that I've done so far, which is I have to do another round, and a half a cup of water in this pot. And the half a cup of water is to prevent it from sticking or burning to the bottom. I don't have it on high. I have it on a medium to low heat because I'm just trying to simmer while I get the rest of the apples in. So we'll go ahead and continue. All right, so I've got enough apples. I want to show you how much I did. I did turn off the camera because it was lots of the same stuff over and over and over for a long period of time. So this is how many apples I'm doing for my first round. I think that that's a good amount. That's almost a whole bushel. It's 3 pecks, how about that? So anyway, I'm gonna let that cook for around 10-15 minutes, see how soft they are. If they're quite soft, then I'll go ahead and take them off the burner and let the apples just marinate there. I've just added about a half a cup, 3/4 cup of water and a dash of lemon juice, because the lemon juice is wonderful in just about almost everything. And Then I think after it's done making the actual sauce, before I preserve it, half of it I'm gonna set aside and it be just applesauce. And then the other half I'm gonna set aside, and I think I'll add a little bit of pure maple syrup from Maine in there, along with some cinnamon, and have some cinnamon maple applesauce for kind of like a dessert or something like that. And we'll start with those two types of applesauce. I'll go ahead and, once it's cooled down and stuff like that, I'll go ahead and jar it up and water bath it, and I'll bring you along for that process. All right. I love fall, don't you? Hello again. So I know for you it's just a moment, but some time has passed. I had to let the apples simmer and break down and soften. And while that was taking place, I went and did all my farm chores. I didn't record anything, I just went and did them. Edward and Paisley went to youth group, so I'm out here just doing what I'm doing. Anyway, so, well, we're putting up applesauce, right? So here is what it looks like. They're super soft, and I'm just gonna, I don't know if this will work, but I'm hoping it does. It's just been sitting here simmering. I don't know if it's, I wonder if the food processor would be faster. Certainly messier. It's turning into sauce. I'm wondering if, I'm gonna set this down for a minute. I'm wondering if I have a different, well, I don't know if I have a different kind of a thing. I'm wondering if a potato masher might work. Oh, I just got water all over the floor. I don't even know if I have a potato masher like that. I do. Oh, I do. Right here. I do. Okay. Potato masher. Maybe that will work, yeah? I don't think so. I think these need to cook down more. I had a recipe tell me 10-15 minutes. I let it go for much longer than that, but these are still kind of hard. So I think I need to let it cook down more. That's what I'm gonna do. Well, you know, false alarm, I guess. It's starting to break down, but it's not broken down yet, so. Oh, I just smelled the camera. If you could smell my wooden spatula. Oh, the natural smells of homemade applesauce. It's divine. Well, I'm turning it back on. These are all my jars that I've got ready for processing. But my applesauce isn't ready yet. So we're just gonna let it continue, and I'll bring you back for another update when it's ready. All right, I've had a heck of a time getting, I don't have a sieve, which I think you need to do applesauce correctly, or apple butter. So I have these little teeny apple lumps. I think you can see them on the camera. I'm very much well aware that they're there. I also tasted this applesauce, and it's really tart. It's not very sweet, but I think it's because I have a lot of a tart apple, you know. So I am going to sweeten the applesauce just a little bit and add the cinnamon. I added some, and I have my taste bowl over here so that I don't contaminate my batch. I do have, before I taste it, I have a blog of cinnamon right there that I want to kind of get around in there. It looks good as far as the cinnamon color, but I do love cinnamon, and cinnamon is so yummy. So I'm gonna try and see what that is on the cinnamon level. I'm I might add more cinnamon, I'm not sure. I think that's fine. And now I'm going to add 100% pure maple syrup. This is Vermont though. I didn't have Maine, and I was going to make it with Maine, but I didn't have it. So here's a nod to Vermont. So put some in there. Oops, I'm going to have to rewash that. I'm going to stir this around really good. Get that maple syrup incorporated. I don't want it too sweet. I just want it slightly sweetened. I'm not adding any sugar to this outside of the natural sugars and the maple syrup, just because I just don't think we need to add all of that refined and processed sugars into our diet. And this is a treat, you know. So just slightly sweetened is all we need. So I got some pretty good hefty chunks in there, but I think my family will forgive me. So it's still really tart. I'm gonna add more cinnamon. More maple syrup. I just feel, it feels weird just dumping syrup in a vat of apple sauce, but we're going with it. So I'm hoping to get this all done today because I have to prepare for Hurricane Lee tomorrow. We have to do some animal moves with the lambs, do some better wiring for our electric fence, move the turkeys, so we got quite a bit to do tomorrow. I'm gonna get some fresh applesauce to taste so I don't have the stuff in there before. I'm not gonna need dinner by the time I'm done. That's much better. I feel much better about that. I got some applesauce on the side of my jar. All my clean jars. All right. So I didn't think I had enough lids and rings for my my bigger jars, but I do. However, it might be better for us to have smaller jars, I'm not sure. But I think I'll fill up the bigger jars and then I'll do smaller jars with whatever is left over, if there is anything left over. So here we go again, and canning in the kitchen. So we're water bathing. However, I think we'll water bath these for like 10, 15 minutes. I have to check. And I'll leave an inch head space. I always overthink the process, and I think it's because some people like drill it into your heads when you're, you know, looking at all that canning advice and stuff, and we're like, you must do this, otherwise your whole batch will be ruined. And there's probably truth to that, but I think that there's freedom that we need to have in experimenting too, and learning how to do things. So I try to follow the rules the best I can, and then also have some creative input for myself. Okay, like always, I'm gonna clean the tops of the rim. Even though I had my filter on there, see that? This is why I clean, or not my filter. You know what I mean, the funnel, filter, funnel, potato. Anyway, just want to make sure that we don't keep anything from sticking. All right. All right. I'm gonna bring the water up to a boil and I'll go ahead and put those in. Thank you for watching. I've got a heck of a mess to clean up. So I'm gonna focus on that so I can straighten up, and then when I'm ready to put them in the water bather, I'll do that and I'll bring you along with me. Hi again. So we are ready to put the jars into, into the water bath. So I'm gonna go ahead and set them in here. They're warm, the water bath is warm, so I'm hoping that there's not too much of a difference in between the temperatures. It always makes me nervous, especially in how I'm going to organize everything. I think I need to add a little bit more water because I want the water to come up to the neck of the jar. So I think we're gonna go like so, and I'll add more water. Let me get that. Let's do one more. I don't know if we'll need the full 2 cups, but yeah, that's good. That's right up to the neck. And I'm going to put the lid on it. I'd like to get that in. There we go. All right. Putting the lid on it, and I'll bring it up to a boil. Once it's up to a boil, I will let it boil for about 15 minutes, and then I will turn it off and let it cool naturally on its own. When I am done, I'll pull them out so you can see. I think that it'll turn out just fine. The hope is that my husband will love it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll bring you back when I pull them out. We'll take a look at the finished product. Anyway, have a glorious evening. Bye. All right, so the applesauce is done, and it boiled for 15 minutes, not 10 minutes. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull them out and put them on the towel. Look at that. I don't even know. So 3/4 of a bushel, or made 6-quart jars of applesauce. Anyway, these turned out great. We had a little bit extra and we tasted it. It was absolutely divine. Anyway, we'll let those cool. And once these jars start popping, then we'll know that they're sealed up, and then we'll be able to put them away in the pantry in a couple of days. Anyway, thank you so much for coming along with me while I water bath the applesauce for my first time. Thanks. Bye.